When it comes to shipping reptiles, it's always scary the first few times. But then you get used to it, and then your first animal dies, and it becomes scary all over again. So in the first couple years of shipping through Emerald Scales, about 1 out of every 100 animals would not survive. And in my opinion, that still justified shipping animals. Yes, there was one dead animal. It doesn't justify the other animal dying, but I just believe that the positives outweigh the negatives. However, in the past year, that actually went from 1 out of 100 to 1 out of 75, which is a little more. So I've been taking extra precautions. We're now only shipping to FedEx hubs. So instead of animals going directly to your doorstep, you gotta trot your way out of your house and drive to FedEx to pick it up, which saves 1 truck trip for the animal and decreases the risk of any delays or it being on the truck too long, and it's a fewer employees that animal will be in the hands of. Also, I'm now only shipping with larger boxes. I used to do the smallest box the animal would fit in, but for some reason, there's just a slightly higher chance of an animal not surviving when being shipped in a 6-inch box versus a 12-inch box. So basically, one leopard gecko buyer recently purchased a perfectly healthy leopard gecko and it died on arrival. I still don't know why, but instead of asking for a refund, he actually asked for a different leopard gecko. We didn't have any for a while, but now I have one for him. Also, I think it's time that I buy another camera. I've been about the most minimalistic gear possible, but lugging around my 2-pound Lumix GH5 is just not very realistic for a vlog style video, and the GoPro's quality is kind of questionable for certain shots like this one. Also, the audio is not great. Here is the gecko. It's just an adult, normal female leopard gecko, but he was pleased. Oh, and it has a little stuck shed on his toe. But he was like, yeah, that works for me, and don't have to re-verify him because he has the same enclosure. It's just been sitting there empty for a few months waiting for a new gecko from Emerald Scales. But at least the GoPro I can just throw around like this really easily. And I would just lug the Lumix around for higher quality, but I left it in the car, and Alice has the car, so I don't feel like waiting to record this. But I thought I'd show you my dining room, looking pretty epic, right? This is mostly shipping supplies plus some lamps and stuff. So I do have too much shipping supplies. It's mostly 3 of these boxes are just the 6-inch boxes. I don't need these boxes in it. If anyone wants a bunch of 6-inch boxes, I have 100 of these and nowhere to put them. It used to just be the cat room, but for now it's also the reptile room, I guess. This couch is only 2 years old. The cat's managed to speed up the disintegration process. So this gecko is going to William in California. And it's pretty nice. I have someone that I've been working with who manages the Emerald Scales, just kind of everything that isn't animals, all the online stuff. So on the email side, all I have to do is she just tells me when to ship, when not to ship, when something's coming in, and it all has worked out pretty well so far. So the original gecko was actually purchased in November and shipped a couple weeks later. People oftentimes ask what the dead on arrival leopard geckos actually look like, so I'm gonna show it. If you don't want to see a dead gecko, skip to this timestamp. I'll give you a few seconds. People oftentimes don't actually know if the gecko is dead or not. They'll be like, is it asleep? Because a lot of times, take a snake isn't gonna close its eyes even if it's not in rigor mortis, and it doesn't smell yet from decomposition. It's kind of gross, but sometimes people have trouble telling if the animal is actually alive. So that's always interesting. I did another video about all of the times that reptiles died getting shipped to and from. Apparently his name was Anat. Who named it Anat? Oh, he named it Anat, sorry. I made fun of your name. I wonder if he's gonna name this one Anat as well. Do you give your second gecko the same name if the first one doesn't survive? $76 for this label. The prices have gone up a lot, so if I end up listing more animals, I'm gonna have to raise the shipping price. I charge $50 right now. Usually the average was $55, now the average is $75. So I'll probably raise it to $60 so people don't get too annoyed. And I'll just eat the other cost. So tomorrow, a normal ball python is shipping. The owner really wanted it in a video, but I didn't really have any reason to show it. I guess I can just get it now. But here's Tanya's ball python, who's going off tomorrow. Usually if I'm shipping an animal, I sometimes just bring them into the office and watch them for, while I'm working, watch them for a couple hours just to make sure, even though I think everything's fine. There's been a couple times where I'm it's doing something a little funny, like its eye looks a little weird, or it's looking a little sluggish, and so oftentimes I have to hold them back for an extra few days just to make sure. And then sometimes it's like, oh, this is an actual issue. Other times I was just overthinking it, so. But these two are both fine, and I'm certain I'll be able to ship it tomorrow, as long as the weather holds. This one's also going to a FedEx hub. So I got my printer off of Craigslist for $40 like 5 years ago, and it's still kicking. Best 40 bucks I ever spent, but the cat's knocked milk on it off of my desk and onto the printer, so it can no longer scan. But it was a perfect printer. And the gecko's ready to go. Also, the site recently passed 100,000 in revenue, even though almost none of that is profit, but still something. Currently have 22 orders unfulfilled. These are animals purchased that can't be shipped and people sending in their animals. I have not reopened intakes because honestly, I'm gonna take a break from taking in animals. I'm gonna do a separate video on that, but I've decided I want a summer free, an emerald scales free summer. Not to like go on a summer vacation, but to just make videos and work on some other projects, which I'll also show. So it's a little scary. I've done quite a few videos about the whole taking a break and stuff, but it's just a hiatus. I can continue if I want. I cannot continue if I want. It's very stressful to think about. I think about it a lot, but yeah, I'm gonna take a break from shipping animals in. But until then, let's pack this one. Sometimes I wake up late and I'm like, I don't have time to pack this animal, so I prepare the boxes in advance to make things easy. Keep packed. Oh, I need to get that shed off the gecko's toes.
I have not gotten any solid offers, so this might finally be the time to make some money on it. We have a deal.
Give me 5.
So this heat pack is warming up slower than usual, and I know I'm just being paranoid, but I'm going to use a different one and just throw this one away. It is warm, but I feel like it's like taking 50% longer. Now it's not horribly cold, it's about 50 in each location, so even if there was no heating, it would probably be okay. But paranoia, what else can I say? Yeah, this one actually feels different too. I think this one, I feel like there might have been a very tiny hole in it or something in the plastic, because this one has a different texture. Forgive me, Elon. Alice took the Tesla today, so I'm in what I'm hoping to turn into my track and autocross car.